damn it, you gotta do that one. What the fuck just happened? Shuffle.
It's always that. It
You
never
can-
just collapses.
You can come.
completely.
You can come. Shuffle. Shuffle. Straight vodka. It's gonna rot this. It's gonna burn through that.
Probably.
Got to put some neutralizer in there.
Pudding time!
Oh, you went live?
We went live a long time ago, honey.
Well, we can't do that.
Why?
Because we're gonna get the
live.
shit
You
clipped out
saw
of
me
this.
go live. I
I-
said, let's go live. And you're like, okay, let's go live.
All
And I
right.
went live.
Usually there's a countdown involved, even if it's a quick one.
Sometimes not.
Glad I didn't pull my penis out again.
I am the J Tower. Gotta have time to masturbate.
Gotta have time to
Well,
pull
I
the
think it
penis
kind
out.
of speaks for itself. He just goes completely anti-science.
And if you don't have time to pull your penis out, you got to have somebody else pull your
Because
penis
that
out.
mushroom head seems to get in the way.
I'm a good girl, I am.
Speaking of,
She was what the kids would call a slut, which is a terrible thing to say, but apparently there's no denying she was one.
I want
Always
to
get the
apologize
last
to all
word.
of you for what happened in there. In our competition for ratings, we all lost sight of why we got into show business in the first place.
Yeah, titties and beer.
I guess he's not being charged for all.
Hey everybody, welcome to Nothing Else Live. I'm Jay Tyler.
I am your Ms. Parker. And when are we going to do these?
Whenever I feel like it. We have a theory here at the place I work at. There's a theory that if there is this particular white line as a separator, that somehow that indicates a winner. So we're going to put that theory to the test. So I bought this other independent source at the store said, yeah, it's if you get the one before or after this certain kind of split. And I'm just like, I could talk to you for about an hour about what lottery machines do, how they make them, and how the thing works. You're probably going to be wrong, but we're going to prove that live. So before we get to the Steadfast Bastard Church, I'm sorry, Baptist Church, the finest in strip mall churches, we're gonna talk about the power outages. See this now? This is funny.
There was a power outage all over Santa Cruz today. About 6,000 residents were affected.
I don't know if I'm living in Groundhog's Day, but I got up and it was 8:51.
Is that the
That's
Groundhog
been what's
Day?
happening.
No, Groundhog's Day is 6
It
a.m.
doesn't matter. That's what's been happening to me every day because I've been consistent with the Circle, right? So I got up this morning. It was like 6. I woke up and it was 6:49. I went, oh, fuck that.
Yeah,
Right?
2 minutes, man.
Right. Woke up. Now it's 8:51. This is the third day in a row that's happened, but I've been consistent again. So I take Nibbles for a walk and I come back and I'm like, why is my Wi-Fi not working? So I'm checking the Wi-Fi box. I'm like poking it, like, why won't it restart? Why are there no lights? And then I looked around the house and realized, oh shit, like everything's off. Now, mostly I roll with these portable devices like most of us do.
Mhm.
So I didn't even think about the fact that the power's out. In fact, when I was making my sandwich, I don't even think I noticed that the light in the fridge was off. Because I'm just listening to a podcast or something. You know what I mean?
By the way, I came in and the beeper started going off on the fridge. It wasn't closed all the way and it was like 59 degrees in the fridge. And it's probably because the power went out and then it was partly open, but I'm sure everything's fine.
Yeah. That thing is a pain in my ass.
I know.
The fridge. But
I know.
and now I'm used to it beeping when I leave it open because it's a pain in the ass. And so when it didn't beep, I just thought I closed it, right? But so what caused it was apparently a foil balloon, one of these
Metallic penis balloons.
metallic foil penis balloons. What's crazy is that it happened in these. Should have saved that burp. What happened was it happened in this odd location and I looked at the map, and it was like where I work is like 1 or 2 blocks over from where the
Yeah,
power
it's funny how that happens. You can have a power outage in your home, and then you walk 2 blocks and they have power.
And yeah, they were talking about the
You know, you need to blast
blast
those.
it out. Oh, yes, I'll think about that next time. So yeah, so but it was funny that the first thing I went for was the Wi-Fi. I was like, why am I not getting any Wi-Fi? Because I had actually walked Nibbles like I normally do, but instead of going down the beach, I walked around up through the neighborhood, and I was getting all these like ask to join,
Uh-huh.
popping up on the thing, and I'm like, why is that? And then I walked over just 2 blocks to my house, and it's like, why is this not working? So yeah, that was fun. And so it turned out like, hey, look, metallic balloons. Come on, man. It took out.
It's graduation season. You don't need metallic dick balloons. I mean, at least save those for 4th of July or tisms.
I mean, the wind does predominantly flow from west to east. So I imagine there is millions of pounds of dead balloons in the Nevada desert somewhere.
I have a
right?
story. I have a story about balloons. There's a show that used to be on HBO called 6 Feet Under. And at the beginning of every episode, they would have a person die, and they would show you how they died. And then it would fade into the person's name, and then the year they were born, the year they died. And then this family owned a funeral home, and it was always the story. That episode was the story of their interaction with that family, but it was also their own family had drama. But this one death occurred because this woman was apparently hardcore Christian, and she's driving along one day, and there's a truck. I don't know if it was parked or if it was ahead of her, and I couldn't see what was in the truck, but another vehicle came along, smashed into the truck, and the contents of the truck came flying out, and it was a bunch of blow-up dolls, and they all just went flying up in the air. And this woman was like,
And I poked my finger in it. It was a monkey.
It's the end times. Everybody's going up to heaven. And then she crashed and died. But there were just all these blow up dolls just flying up through the air.
No, so penis balloons. I get where you were going with that. That should people just stopping their cars, getting out, a bunch of penis balloons flying around. Graduates, look, man, you don't need balloons.
You don't need penis balloons. You don't need balloons at all.
Balloons. Yeah,
just eat some cake.
Yeah.
Drink some wine.
Fire off an illegal firework.
There you go. That's better.
Like normal people do.
Like normal people do when they graduate.
One illegal firework in California. That's all there is to it, right? So yeah, that's the story about that. So then we got into a conversation where it's just like, okay, so you had Uber, you need a ride, right? And you have Uber Eats. But what about like Uber Eats, but it's not what you think. What about Uber Hose? I don't know where we go with the Uber sex.
How would you advertise
Uber
period
sex.
Eats?
Uber sex. Look, you're supporting the whole
Uber escorts.
Uber escorts. You're supporting 2 industries. You're supporting the sex worker industry, and you're supporting a gig Uber economy. And that a certain escort might use a certain driver, and that certain driver makes more money.
And the way that the way that the car is decorated, the car will have certain magnets on it, and that'll give you an idea of what that escort will do for you.
Yeah. Yeah, check which box.
Speaking of, HoLogic is hiring a technical writer.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And it looks like it's remote too.
Are they?
Yep.
Better be, because that's logic.
Well,
HoLogic.
I mean, I'm a technical writer who wants to work remotely, and it's HoLogic.
Oh God. All right. So I'm not going to bring anything down today. So in the next segment, we're going to get to
bring anything down. You mean you're not going to make it sad?
No, because there's that sad story that I want to talk about, but it's
You need to find the right time to
Right,
drop
yeah,
that
the right
sad
moment.
story. But
The funny thing is the January 6th stuff, which we're going to get to that too.
it
Yeah,
is, oh, gee, the plot just keeps getting thicker and thicker and thicker.
But up next is pastors. We
Hopefully that's not going to bring anyone down. Before we get into it, I just want to say, we'll say it again, trigger warning.
Yeah.
One of these pastors, well, two of them, one is defending the other. Both of them are outrageously horrible people.
Right.
So we're going to do this now.
Now we're going to scratch this during the break.
Okay, and then we'll present
Yeah,
in the second segment.
with some pastors.
Hey, if we win, I will be on board with God.
Dude, iron, come on, bro.
I know this guy calls himself the rod of iron.
That would be the rod of tungsten. We're going to tear this shit down in a moment. I am the detail.
I am your Ms. Parker.
And this
is Nothing Yet Live. And I lost my cursey. Very nice. Cursey.
Very nice.